So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video on camera edition. And by the title, we're gonna be doing random opinions about random things. So y'all know I had to come back on camera for this one because y'all love this series. And I think it's been long overdue for me to do one of these. There's a lot that's been going on, or just like different things that I see that I have like literal opinions on, but they're not worth a full video, or just certain ideas that I see just from dialogue on social media that I always want to comment on. So I have to give the forewarning, I have to give the disclaimer that these are all opinions. I lose subscribers every single time I do one of these videos. Honestly, every video, but I also gain more subscribers than I lose on every video as well. If you're triggered, okay, but let me know why. Like, just comment and be like, I disagree, Chioma, because of X, Y, and Z. I can respect that. I don't delete any comments. I do not delete any comments. If you disagree with me, so be it. That is the whole point of commentary and dialogue. So we're gonna get right into this random opinions. Hold on to your horses, hold on to your wigs. Make sure your edges don't get snatched, because this one is going to be a little bit triggering. They don't call me Queen Chioma Trigger for nothing. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So hey y'all, today's video is sponsored by Lume. Lume was invented by OBGYN Shannon Klingman, and it is just the product that you need. Lume is a whole body deodorant for more than just your armpits. It can be used on your pits, your underboob, your belly button, your butt crack, your vulva, your balls, your feet, and a lot more. It's also clinically proven to control odors for 72 hours, which we sometimes all need. Now, I was sent the whole package. I was sent first the whole body deodorant in the scent Toasted Coconut, and it smells great, but Lume has other scents that fit your liking with the same effectiveness and ingredients. Lume never uses baking soda, parabens, and is always aluminum free. They also sent me the acidified body wash, and this cleanses and controls odor. It's great for the shower, and it also smells really good. I got the whole body invisible cream, which can go in many places all over your body, and the invisible clear finish is seamless. Lastly, I got the acidified deodorant wipes, and these are definitely coming with me in my purse everywhere I go. You can knock out odor in just a wipe. Now, I recently went to a Nigerian wedding, and you guys know it's crowded, it's hot, you in those tight dresses that are definitely going to produce sweat, and I used Lume before the night started, and literally by the end of the night, I was still dry and sweat free. And this was a 2-night wedding. So if you know you need to stay dry, or you need something stronger than what you're currently using, or even something with better ingredients, Lume's starter pack bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size deodorant, a cream deodorant tube or spray deodorant, 2 free products like the wipes or the mini body wash, free US shipping, and just for my followers, y'all know I love y'all, Lume is offering an extra $5 off when you click the link down below and enter code Chioma at checkout. That's me. And that is a deal of over 40% off. So I will have the link pinned down below in the comment section as well as in the description box. Y'all check it out. You will not be disappointed. And thank you to Lume for sponsoring today's video. So my first opinion is Brittany Renner now transitioning or converting into being Muslim or being a part of Islam is kind of conflicting. I don't think it's anything wrong with taking another step in your life, especially if it's dealing with religion. I don't have any like qualms about that. But I do think it's very hard for somebody as polarizing as Brittany Renner for her to then convert and it to be believable. I don't necessarily think she's putting on like a full-blown facade, but I do think that there's aspects of it that makes me wonder, why is she really doing this?
So old Brittany Renner is out here, you know, making her rounds again, but this time not because of 304 behavior or antics where I think she really needs some therapy. Oh no, Brittany Renner is out here with a hijab on. Yes, and when I say hijab, you know good and well we talking about Islam. Let's go ahead and check this clip out.
First of all, hi. So I'm currently cleaning house, out with the old and with the new, manifesting a new wardrobe, inshallah. I have no idea how this is gonna look. I have contractual obligations, clothes to wear, posts to do, bills that have to be paid, and you know, showing up the best I can, right? Because I know that it's not going to be perfect. I know that people may have a gripe. I mean, my arms are out, right? First of all, it's hot, and then I sweat like a puddle under my armpits. Not an excuse, but looking into Botox under my arms and finding clothes that are more aligned with where I'm headed, even if it's not to the book perfect. That's what this is all about for me, as I'm just gonna show up and give my best, and every day my best gets better.
Now, I really don't believe that she has converted to Islam. I really don't believe that. I would have to wait and see. I'm the type of person, let me watch you for a year, at least a good year, maybe 18 months. And let's see if you still have this hijab on, right?
Now, Brittany Renner's past and her career has not been the most holy, I guess you can say. She's been considered promiscuous or fast. She's been very outspoken about certain things that she's done with hooking up with rappers and athletes and just kind of not caring about her reputation or how she's viewed in a moral standard. And people often want to call me or others misogynistic when we call out this type of behavior, but I do think it always stems from something. Like, I mean, there's a reason why you would take that route. And I think Brittany Renner may be somewhat of a victim with certain things, but she's also very much not, because she has stood in what she's done. She's just very honest, and people are not ready for that.
First of all, Allahu Akbar. I've gone through a lot of changes internally, and as a result, my outer world has completely crumbled. Sorry. Whoa! Wow. Leaving me incredibly uncertain in just about every area in my life. I have no idea where I'm going to live or how I'm going to provide for my son, but Allah has moved mountains for me, and I trust that this will be no different. I feel like Alice when she ate the cookie and her feet went through the windows and she's crammed in the house like that. I've outgrown where I am. The facade is fading, alhamdulillah. And I'm at a place where I don't want anything that doesn't have my name on it. Take it away. It serves no purpose here. And I don't want a penny more than I'm meant to have, because I can do a lot. The facade is fading. And when the facade fades and all the BS is cleared out, it makes room for what has always been for you.
So with her being Muslim now, it is a little bit confusing to me, because I feel like it's just the extreme opposite. And then when I look at her page and I realize that she's gotten rid of like pretty much any sexy pictures, her promoting a certain type of brand, all of it is in a hijab and like a full Muslim garment. I'm just like, is this real or is this not? Like, it's just conflicting to me. I can't really give like a firm stance on how I feel, but I do think it's conflicting. So let's look at some of the videos that she's posted about this, and I'll get into a little bit more of my commentary.
First of all, hi. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. You know what I've always found so cowardly about dating is the people who pride themselves on having options. It's almost as if they're trying to convince themselves that having options is great, because in reality, most likely, 10 times out of 9, they don't really have somebody there that truly cares about them, because they're not even giving that. So just universal law, you're not getting that back. And it's like people would rather give 10% of themselves to 10 different people than just go the full 100 with one person, because it's terrifying. Because with love, it's a great risk, but an even greater reward. And I don't know about you, but I want to feel everything. And me personally, I'm not going to feel everything when my energy is scattered. It's not going to happen. I want the fairy tale in real life.
Okay, I don't know if there's more, but I'm gonna stop it right there. She's giving very much like, I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this seductively. Like, I'm gonna say like, you know, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 9. You just need to give everybody your all. You don't want to give 10% to everybody when you can just give them 100% with one person. And I'm just like, baby, let's just wrap this up. Like, you know, she can do this, but I think she's trying to monetize it, or at least publicize it as like her new brand. And I think that's why it's kind of hard to say like if she's really doing this. Again, I don't have a problem with her converting. I think if it's genuine and true, go for it. But there were a few comments that I felt like were very kind of on point in a way, not all the way, but someone did leave a comment and say, so funny how women like you go through their thought phase dissing any solid man in your path. Then when you realize your prime is ending and the men that you want no longer want you, you gain your true sense. If only women came to this realization sooner, real men don't deserve leftovers. Now, I don't really care about the real man part, because I feel like there are some men that portray themselves to be solid and, you know, a man of God, and, you know, you're a stand-up guy, but you'll go mess with every Ashley, Brittany, and Chelsea. No pun intended. But I do think that this is sort of true, because it kind of comes off as she went through this phase where she was hypersexual, she was put out there, she was, you know, unapologetic for the type of woman she was. And now that she's a certain age or has a baby, or even so, now that people just kind of rid her off as this one person, the new it girls have been ushered in. It's like, I want to do a drastic change to change. I'm not even mad at change, but I just don't think it's all the way believable when it comes to Brittany Renner. She's been a little bit too outspoken about some of the things that she said, like the amount of bodies that she has, who exactly she's hooked up with. I know she's had a book, which I should read. Maybe I should start doing a book series, because I like to read, especially like celebrity juicy books. I like to read those. But yeah, I just think that she's gotten to a point where she realizes the type of archetype that she pushed out just doesn't work anymore. People don't necessarily respect all of that, or she comes off as problematic to the types of men that she actually wants. And now she's going with this whole Muslim thing.
Looks like the OG IG baddies are getting replaced, y'all. They're aging out. They're aging out of the lifestyle. And I know that for a fact, because they're they're all turning to religion. Because once I saw Brittany Renner on this app with the hijab on, I was like, oh.
One more thing about Brittany Renner, somebody on Twitter said, this is a victim of male-centeredness for real. Her focus on being whatever men wanted is why she's here now, because soccer and fitness should have taken her somewhere better than this. And I think that's very true. I mean, I think that her focus on being boy crazy and yearning for like acceptance and desire from certain types of men is the reason why she's ended up where she's at. And it happens to a lot of women. She's not the only one, but you can't stay in that phase for too long because it really does encompass you and it embodies you and you become that. And then before you know it, you have a certain reputation and it's kind of hard to shake that. But I hope that she can just stay respectable in the way that she claims that she wants to be. I will be keeping my ears to the street and my eyes to social media to see how long she holds this up. I do respect the change, but I do not believe it all the way. My next opinion is this generation, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, really can't dress. Like, honestly, I think we are like in the worst fashion era that we've been. I like the recycled fashion. I like that we are coming out with more of like the 80s and 90s fashion, even early 2000s. That part is not the problem. And I know I sound kind of like an old hater saying this, but a lot of us really can't dress in this generation. And I see it all the time all over social media. So I came across this post on Twitter and I don't know who this girl is. I'm not trying to hate on her. She's a pretty girl, but she has a picture and she says, there she go. And the crazy part is she's not showing her face except for in the last one. The first top pictures of her just from like the back and from the front in these like panties. They're supposed to be shorts, but they're panties. And someone quoted it and says, this is what I mean when I say y'all can't dress, y'all just be naked. And we really need to talk about these skirts. I've been seeing a lot of girls with these mini skirts that are really not mini skirts. These are mini micro skirts. If you're wearing a skirt and I can see your whole booty cheeks, your thong and everything, that is just completely underdressed. And I feel like this generation tries to push like, not even overt sexuality, like that's obvious, but like we've been trying to push this as like avant-garde fashion and it's not avant-garde fashion. This is just thought and hoe culture, but in public. Like this is just, oh, we've normalized it. We're desensitized to it. So we see it all the time. There's a lot of styles that I see. I'm just like, this would be cuter if it was just a little bit more modest. And I'm not saying dress like a church nun. I'm not even saying be modest. You can be sexy, but a lot of times the girls that I see in this generation, my age range, is like, where are we getting this fashion from? I saw another post, I can't find it, but someone was like, the prostitutes don't even know how to attract the guys that want to spend money on them because the average everyday girl a lot of times is dressing just like them. And again, not trying to come off misogynistic, even though I know that's the critique I'm gonna get, but it is a little bit shameful that the lines have been blurred that badly. And I think with fashion nowadays, people think that less is more, but it's gotten to a point where I think we've gone above and beyond what is actually tactful, tasteful, and actually fashionable. I don't think this generation really knows how to dress that well, and I see it all the time. My next opinion says, Gen Z gets a lot of flack, but Gen Z is the generation undoing trauma, generational curses, gender biases, accepting less, having needed conversations, and calling out traditional views. A lot of times we like really go in on Gen Z. I'm in Gen Z, right? But the one thing I do want to kind of appreciate about us and not just always give a critique, I want to promote the fact that I feel like this generation has been the outspoken generation. We are getting called crybabies, but I think that crybaby aspect is kind of positive sometimes. We don't just sit around and allow certain traditional ways of life to just kind of be. When it comes to gender biases, when it comes to respect, when it comes to workplace environments, when it comes to even how you make your money, Gen Z has been a very pivotal group of people that have changed a lot of things. The Me Too movement, Time's Up movement, and just being outspoken about what has happened. Granted, these things have happened to people maybe older than Gen Z, but I love that Gen Z carries a lot of these conversations on Twitter. Although there can be like downsides where things go viral off of a person's opinion and it turns into something bigger than it needs to be. I love that Gen Z calls out a lot of bias and a lot of things that don't fly in this generation. When you look at like TV shows such as like America's Next Top Model from back in the early 2000s, some of the things that could fly back then would never fly now.
I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. You wanna be on top. You wanna be on top. Can you say magnetic? Just keep going. Charismatic.
You look like a dead fish here, but I have to see a close-up. You look like a dead fish in the close-up too.
Think about Egypt, the people, and what they've been through.
I was like Gumby on a conveyor belt.
This is a competition. This is not America's Next Top Best Friends.
You want sex? Yeah. Oh my god, honey. Oh my god.
I just want to tell you that some people have war in their country.
I was like, oh my gosh.
In Brit. How many people were scared? Me too. I was really, really scared.
You girls are going bald.
Giselle, you worthless.
Rhonda, my dear, I know your skin is bumpy, but my skin is flawless and you look really lumpy.
Yo, Jade, you look like an 85-year-old woman.
Y'all better work it, girl.
This is great. Oh my God.
The pain is showing on your face. You're gonna be hanging off this.
Shooting with an elephant. That reminds me of an ancient dinosaur. Because they are in the dinosaur family.
What are you thinking about, JL?
My friend overdosed a week ago.
I just don't think this is like right for me. I don't want to do it. Like, I can't take the pressure of it. Don't you think any job interview...
And I think it's because there is obviously a social and culture change, but I think the dialogue that Gen Z has provided, especially with commentary and just tweeting, has literally been the catalyst to a lot of reasons why things are changing. I like that fact about Gen Z. I will give Gen Z the props for at least being a generation that doesn't let the same old trauma and generational curses just fester. Like, I think we did that for sure. My next opinion states, the very demure trend shows how trigger or social media words literally teach better vocab than schools. People have been using the word demure so incorrectly, and it's just like the communications English major in me just like it hurts. But you know, not everybody is going to know every word, but I find it very interesting that a word like demure that went viral from a TikTok just got put into our slang or our vocabulary just like that, literally.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson and go to the job looking like Patty and Selma. Not demure. I'm very modest. I'm very mindful. You see my shirt? Only a little chichi out, not my chocho. Be mindful of why they hired you. Here's your reality check, diva. What's the name you'd like me to make it out to?
You would think that you would learn the word demure in school, but a lot of kids learn all of their big words just off of social media. And I know they're called buzzwords or trigger words, but demure is now one of them. Misogyny is now one of them. Hypergamy is now one of them. All of these isms are a part of that collection. And we've been learning a lot more on that just through social media versus even being in school. But the whole demure thing was very crazy because people keep saying very this, very that, very demure. And I'm like, how is social media teaching more than school? So the person that came up with the very demure trend actually got mad because somebody tried to trademark it before her.
Did you see Jules LeBron's deleted video of her crying because someone else trademarked very demure, very mindful?
Like I've just invested so much money and time into this, and I feel like I did it wrong. Like I feel like I didn't try hard enough. And like I wanted this to like do so much for like my family and like provide for my transition, and like I just feel like I dropped the ball.
The trendy phrase started earlier this month with a TikTok post from Chicago-based content creator who goes by the handle Jules LeBron. According to new legal documents obtained by TMZ, someone named Jefferson Bates in Washington State filed documents to trademark very demure, very mindful. Because very demure, he could start selling t-shirts, whatever. Basically, Jefferson Bates is gonna profit off of what Jules started. Unclear if Jules is behind the trademark. Their government name is not known, but as we previously noted, the person filing the list is a Washington State address, and if Jules LeBron is Chicago-based. So, Jules better get on this instead of crying in her bed, period. Because, girl, no, you are not going to let that Jefferson Bates, whatever, make money off of you when you got things that need to be fixed. No shade, no tea, but like, baby, get on it, okay? This ain't very mindful or demure. And I'm not being very mindful or demure, okay? You need to get on top of it.
I don't get why she's crying. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the emotion is about. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. You can trademark slogans, catchphrases, all of that. But to trademark a word, I get it. You created it and it went viral and you're not getting your credit. I don't think that's right. However, it's never that deep. You should have been a little bit smarter. However, it is how it is on social media. It's literally like crabs in a barrel. It's a very dog-eat-dog world. But I do understand the disappointment because you have all different types of celebrities using it. I know I saw Glorilla using the word, and you know, that was was her viral moment. I even saw Serena Williams using it, and that was crazy because it's like, it doesn't even matter the generation. Everybody's on social media to see things get super popular, even celebrities. I saw Saucy Santana even using it, and he's one to create his own like little slang or lingo or be very like over the top. So with him and many others using it, it has become so popular that people know the word demure, but they didn't even learn it in school. They learned it on TikTok. I just find it to be so crazy. This is not the first time it's happened. It's not going to be the last that a word can go viral or a phrase can go viral on social media, and it's being taught on social media versus in school. My next opinion is Tuson, who is the best friend or was the friend to Ari Fletcher, making a GoFundMe for her not paying whatever money she owed him is very crazy. And I get the situation, but overall, very crazy to ask people for money because your friend didn't do what they're supposed to do. You are not a victim. You don't have any health issues. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not going through a devastating loss. There's no fire where your house burned down. There's nothing for us to give you money because your friend didn't do it. It actually makes you look very, very crazy. So according to the Shade Room, it says, wow, Tuson Jewel has created a fundraiser to help him raise $20,000 while seemingly claiming he didn't receive the money he was gifted by Ari last month. While he doesn't directly name Ari in his statement, Tuson reposted videos from July 3rd showing his bestie Ari giving him a check for $20,000 with a no symbol over it. He also says he will not be silenced as he wanted to use the money on a down payment for a car. Now, I don't know if he just doesn't have a car or maybe he just wants a better car than what he has, but nobody on social media is obligated to pay for him to get money for a down payment on a car. Like, I don't know, a lot of these people that are famous or just known or influential or whatever, they're very, very entitled. And to ask us regular folks to put in any money towards you is beyond wild. You better go check the girl that literally said she was going to do it or did it with concessions or whatever may have happened. So he makes a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe says, hello everyone, I never thought I'd be in this position, but I'm reaching out for help after a heartbreaking betrayal. My best friend promised me $20,000 for a down payment on a car as a birthday gift. Trusting her completely, I went ahead with the start of the car purchase, only to have her not give me anything. Let me stop you right there. You went ahead with the purchase, not having the money that you needed yet, not having the money that you would just have on your own to get something because you were counting your chickens before they hatched. And now that you didn't get it, you're mad at your friend, but you want us to help you. Do I have stupid written across my face? Do I have dumb written across my face? Do I have everlasting bastard written across my face? That is dumb. Anyway, moving on. He says, despite my best efforts and hopes, I did not receive any payment, which actually after the camera stopped rolling, I did my heartfelt speech followed by a heartfelt text, and her response was, I love you too, but I have a disclaimer. Then went silent. After that, I received a call and was told it was actually really $10,000. She wanted to tell me, but she said she couldn't. She wanted to tell me, but they said she couldn't risk not getting a good reaction out of me for the show and the internet. In the end, I received $0.00 from, quote, my rock. It was all for clout and the media to benefit her financial gain and reputation. Now, your generosity can make a world of difference. Any contribution, no matter how small, is deeply appreciated. I am so grateful for your support and kindness during this challenging time. Thank you for taking the time to read my story and for any support you can offer. With gratitude, Tuson. Now, I get it. It's the principle. Your friend said that she was going to do something and she didn't do it. I get that. And he has every right to be upset with her if that is the case. But my whole thing is to GoFundMe. Like, it's crazy to ask strangers to fund you something when we don't have anything to do with your friendship with Ari Fletcher. On top of that, even if it was just $10,000 is a lot to me. If somebody gave me 10 grand, I would literally hit a split right now. I would do a round off back handspring double full, bounce back, pike aerial double punch front into a back tuck with a toe touch at the end. So for me, Tuson, I get it. It's the principle. She didn't keep her word. But to ask people for money, you're crazy. Okay, you're not getting a dime out of me. And if you donated to this, you're way too invested in some strangers and need to invest in the Bible. My next opinion says, designer clothes are somewhat being cheapened by Black entertainers, but the fact that they are literally racist is crazy. Now, what I mean is, I think designer brands don't like when Black people wear their stuff. Like, they like it for the promotion because it's free promotion. And a lot of people in the Black entertainment space in particular always rap or sing about Gucci this, Prada this, Louis Vuitton this, Chrome Hearts this, Off-Whites this, Denim Tears this. And I have some designer stuff because I like it and I wear it more as an accessory. I don't have that many designer clothes, but bags, yes, I do enjoy my bags. However, I think it's just kind of a mind effort that a lot of these designers are like full-blown racist, or maybe they are just not for Black people in any type of way, but we still patronize them, but they think that we cheapen their brand. When you are Gucci down to the socks. You're literally putting on a costume or this uniform or even like this mascot suit to promote this company. Whole time though, the company doesn't even like you and your blackness. They don't even like people of color in most cases. I'm not saying it's all of them, but historically, a lot of these fashion houses, especially these high-end designers, don't even like black people. And I think it's crazy that when you look at a lot of the stuff that these people wear, it does look cheap. I see a lot of girls in full head-to-toe designer, but they don't make it look casual. They don't make it look classy. They don't make it look very demure, for crying out loud. They literally are flamboyant with their designer, and it does kind of cheapen the brand. But that notwithstanding, the fact that a lot of these designers are full-blown racist makes me question why we don't often patronize black fashion designers. I do try to do my best with that. If you have a fashion brand, and I don't mean you bought stuff from China and you're selling it to me for 100% of the price. You actually have your own stuff that you designed and created yourself. Please let me know. I like to patronize that. I love Telfar. I love that it's not only a black-owned brand, but an African-owned brand. So I love their stuff as well. I think we need to have a lot more of an introspective perspective on where we put our money sometimes, when historically a lot of these fashion houses did not like black people or people of color, period. My next opinion is Queen Naija is going to end up with a shut up ring because the internet has been down her back about getting engaged. And not going to lie, unpopular opinion, her ex Chris Sales has actually been kind of right with some of the stuff he says. It's just right message, wrong messenger. Queen Naija has been catching a lot of heat, a lot of strays, because recently on her birthday, her boyfriend Clarence NYC, who she has a YouTube channel with, she has a family channel with, he did not give her a ring, and you can tell she was very disappointed about that.
I was waiting on Clarence to come get me because I'm about to go get my next car that I'm gonna show you guys. And he brought me all these roses that I so appreciate. I love roses. I got a lot of flowers now. I gotta find a vase, but it's our 6-year anniversary. We've been together for 6 years, you guys. So there's that. I don't know if y'all remember, but July 29, 2018, we posted a video and he basically said that I was his girlfriend on that video. So that's when we made it official, even though we were probably doing things before that video. But yeah, just wanted to throw that little nugget in there. Thank you.
6 years.
Thank you for the roses, sweetheart.
No problem. There's more too.
There's more what?
Like there's
More roses?
more surprises, I think. Just,
Dang it.
It's not really a surprise, but I was gonna book us a vacation in Mexico, Cabo.
Oh, you was gonna do it? For real?
Yeah.
What day?
But even though I want to go to the Olympics, I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna go to Mexico. I just don't think it's not realistic.
What, the Olympics?
So there's been a lot of posts about Queen Naija kind of acting engaged or trolling the internet. I saw that she even went ring shopping recently.
Recently shared that they did go ring shopping while out in New York. So it appears that they may be getting engaged sooner than everyone expected.
Which shape y'all like better? Which shape? What shape you like better, babe?
I like the cuts inside of here, but I like this shape more. I like the square shape.
Now, of course, Clarence didn't buy the ring while Queen was there. I'm sure he's just getting a feel for what she likes, and then he'll go and purchase the ring later. But he did purchase himself 2 watches.
I'm done being stressed, jewelry shopping. I ended up buying both. Bugging out. I ended up buying both.
And I feel like if he hasn't done it by now, and now we're seeing a lot of this content geared towards being engaged and having a ring and getting married, all because the internet is putting pressure on them, she's gonna end up with a shut up ring. And a shut up ring basically is like a man saying, here, you wanna get married so bad, let me just give you this ring so you can get off my back, even though this is not the time that I wanna do it, or maybe I just don't wanna do it. We don't know what Clarence's intentions are, but when they did that Q&A a few months ago, it didn't seem like he really was like thinking about it. It seems like he had a lot of like, kind of skeptical type of approach to getting engaged. But it's like, you guys have been together for 6-7 years. You share a kid together. What else more can Queen Naija prove to say, I want to be your wife? Like, I don't get men like that. You're okay with someone being your baby mama. You're okay with having this girlfriend. You're okay of kind of leeching off of her success, even though, yeah, he's successful now. But the one thing that she's asking you for, that you know that she wants, somehow you feel inadequate or have a lot of like walls up on doing it. I know marriage is not a joke. It's very serious. It's not just a piece of paper, so let me say that. But I just feel like after 6 years, he should have done it by now, personally. And I don't want her to end up with like a shut up ring or, hey, just take this type of ring because the internet has been down her back. That would be very unfortunate. Now, her ex, Chris Sales, did have something to say about this. And again, very, very bad messenger, but the message was kind of true. Let's check this out.
But dude, if you've been dating a dude for 6+ years and he still haven't married you, why are y'all still in a relationship? Because the goal is to, ain't the goal is marriage? Or am I tripping? I'm not getting with somebody and I'm just staying with them and I'm not trying to marry them. I don't get it. Like, I'm personally not doing that. I give about 3 years to see if I want to marry you or not. If I don't want to marry you, we breaking up because I can't see my future with you or I can't see the rest of my life with you. But if I do want to marry you and I can see myself marrying you, then I'm gonna put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. That knows me, no. I don't care. I don't care about what she got going on, what he got going on. I've been past that. It's been 6-7+ years. But my thing is, if I want to talk about something, I'm gonna talk about it. But I don't really like them. I'm just being honest. She can go do way better than bro. I'm just being honest. I don't even think bro came out with a clothing line since he first met her. He been talking about the clothing line for 6-7 years. I'm just being honest.
I'm not gonna lie. He did not lie though. He did not lie. The thing is, Clarence said that he's trying to come out with this clothing line. He wants to be up on his clothing line. You've had the tools, the money, the resources, and the platform basically from Queen to do that all this time. So if you're waiting for a clothing line to make somebody your wife, I don't know where your priorities lie. On top of that, the time period is kind of asinine. I don't think it takes 6-7 years to decide if you want to marry someone. At that point, you're wasting time on both ends. Now let me get on Chris. I'm not about to give him no credit and not drag him. Chris, yeah, you married Queen, but let's not forget that Queen and Chris got married because Queen got pregnant and they were both kind of like heavily in the church and they didn't want to have a baby out of wedlock. So that's kind of like the shotgun wedding that got them to be together. On top of that, dude, you want to talk about what type of treatment that she deserves. Yeah, she shouldn't be waiting for a ring. Okay, cool. But you abused her, you lied, you cheated, you embarrassed this girl for millions. Y'all remember the Chris and Queen era. It was like everybody knew who they were. And it's funny because I live in Ohio and I was in school in Toledo when they were like first out. So Toledo to Detroit, which is, you know, Michigan, that area that they were in was very, very close. And people used to like tell me like, yo, they scam, they do this, they do that. There was somebody that I know that got scammed by them for some iPhones. That was kind of irrelevant or off topic, but like they were very, very known. I remember them being like a huge deal. I saw them like before they got like super huge on YouTube. I would see them on my page a lot because of just mutual following. You can't be out here giving this advice when whole time though the same girl that you're talking about, you didn't cherish her. It's giving that he does want her back or he misses the fact that he had a lot of clout and a lot of fame and money just due to that relationship. My thing is like he could have just said, hey, I did what I did. I cheated, I lied, I do all of that, but I've redeemed myself. He could have gotten with one girl and kind of not necessarily did a redo of them, but just lived his life happily ever after. As of now, I think he has like 2 other baby mamas. He has like maybe 3 kids, maybe 4 kids in total. And he could have just been like, okay, I'm going to live a very fruitful, faithful, and financial, non-fraudulent life, but he has not done that. He has never redeemed himself. So his message, albeit true, but he's definitely not the right messenger. And I had to make sure I got on Chris too. So reading my next opinion, it is Noah Lyles doesn't understand how to be courageously cocky, and that's why he comes off unlikable. He's trying to make like track and field this sport where it's like more dog eat dog, where we have like these characters that have like these huge personalities and are kind of like cocky, but track doesn't necessarily call for that. I think that track and field is a sport where people want people to have a little bit more humility or kind of like a community hero type of look, and he just doesn't get that. He's very arrogant and it's unlikable. It does not work. Noah Lyles, albeit a great athlete, and I did watch the Olympics this year and I love watching the Olympics. I love sports. You know, I'm a football fan. Go Eagles as always, even though this season has been like, because what have we been doing? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need them to get it together. But I like to watch sports and I was a track and field runner in middle school and high school, so I anticipate the Olympics or even the world championships in track and field every year or every 4 years. And Noah Lyles has emerged as like this big name, and there was discrepancy over his win at the Olympics, and I believe the 100 he took home gold and the 200 I believe he got third, and I think that did humble him. And I know people say like, who are we to humble people, but I think he needed it because his ego is just too much. he's not a likable person. He comes off by saying like, I had this disability, or I grew up with this, and I was this type of kid, nobody liked me, people picked on me, and now people should celebrate me or be happy for me or have pity on me because I've been able to overcome. And that would work if he was a little bit more humble and not just full-blown arrogant. I think track or any sport or just in your general life, it does call for like a cocky confidence. You know, pop your ish, talk your talk. I think that's fine. Big up yourself. But when it comes off where he's trying so hard to be that guy, it's just not believable for me. And every interview I've seen, I even watched that sprint show on Netflix that was really good leading up to the Olympics. I was just watching him like, does anybody like him? You know it's bad when your home country, the whole USA, was actually rooting for other countries. People were rooting for guys that aren't even American, and even other professional sports leagues were like not fond of him. I was here for when he said like, you know, why are NBA players or NFL players called world champions when they really only play against American teams nationally? But track athletes are running against people from all over the world, so it makes sense the terminology being shifted. I was here for that. I did agree with that. However, I think his lack of humility is literally his downfall. I don't care that he had COVID or asthma or whatever at the Olympics. Hey, that was just a roll of the dice, and that's what you had to deal with. You got third, okay? You at least won gold in one event. But to me, my opinion, his career trajectory will not really be where he wants it to be because he gets more unlikable every single time I listen to him. My next opinion is Jada Chivas' son being called gay is very weird. This is a 4 or 5-year-old child, and I just don't understand like why his sexuality or his sexual orientation is even up for debate. I don't think a 5-year-old is gay. I just think he's around his mom a lot, and I do believe that he's picked up on her mannerisms, and I do think there is some caution with that.
Water. Okay, good job.
Lemonade.
Good job.
Okay, so we missed each other so much. We're doing this.
When I FaceTime him, he said,
Ew, it's disgusting.
And then when you see me in person, what you say?
Ooh, it's so pretty. Oh, and I have to say something. When I go to school, y'all have to go to that sign place and get what? I forgot the name.
Now, it depends on how you want to raise your child. I can't tell somebody how to parent. If you want to raise your child to be like hyper masculine or super masculine, then there's going to have to be the dad or any man primarily in the little boy's life. But you can see that Loyal, her son, is around Jada more. He talks like her. He does the same mannerisms as her. And I think his sexual orientation being up for debate is very disgusting. Not just to put it on a child, but like an actual like little kid. People find out or embrace their sexuality at young ages, even before they're an adult. In high school, we had a lot of lesbian couples, we had gay couples, so it's not like you have to be 18 plus to know that you're gay or lesbian or anything. But to put that on a 5-year-old where he maybe doesn't even understand all of that, I think that's very disgusting. Looking at their interactions, I just see a boy who is around his mom a lot, who has now picked up on his mother's mannerisms and doesn't really translate them as being feminine or masculine. I think he's just being a kid who is around his mother. Lemonade, you know, and that went viral and people were like talking about that. But I just think that he's a very like animated child, and that's what we're witnessing. I just think it's crazy to even put the idea, the conversation of sexual orientation on a 5-year-old. People really need to find something a little bit better to do or to comment on. When Jada makes her choices as a parent, we have called out some of that stuff. You know, the little boy was in an advertisement for her business where she was topless and running around in like literally a thong bikini. I thought that was too much because you're literally exposing a young kid to overt sexualism. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out on that. But I think it's very, very, very disgusting that people discuss this boy's sexual orientation. He probably doesn't even have one at the moment. And if he does come out to be straight, but he's just this very over the top, animated, big personality kid, what are y'all gonna call that? It is kind of interesting to think that when I was like in grade school, let's say middle school or high school, when the boys that weren't like the jocks or the athletes or the funny kids or even sometimes the bullies, all the boys that were into theater or dancing, performing arts, those were the ones that got painted with the gay brush. Those were the kids that people said, oh, you're a dancer, you're a singer, you like to perform, you're into the arts, you must be gay. gay, when in reality, there's nothing wrong with boys being in that field, like nothing. If you can fawn over Morris Chestnut, if you can fawn over a lot of these male actors, even Michael Rainey Jr. or any of the guys in All-American, those are theater kids. Those are the kids that maybe sports or being in the more hyper masculine activities in sports weren't their thing. They like to sing, dance, and perform, and there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make them gay. I see Loyal as a very active, very smart, very well-spoken, animated young child, and I don't think that his sexuality or sexual orientation should ever be discussed. I see why Jada be clapping back. I do think that Jada needs to pull her son off the internet at times, but that is her choice as a parent. My last opinion is Baddies Midwest should have come before Baddies Caribbean. On top of that, I do want to add Baddies Caribbean was the worst season of Baddies by far. It's to the point where I didn't even finish it. I don't know what the hell happened at the end. Y'all can tell me because I'm not about to go ahead and watch it. The only thing I do want to watch is the Baddies Midwest, only because I know a lot of girls that went and auditioned. Like I said, I live in Ohio. I lived very close to Detroit when I was in college, and even this time last year before I moved back home. And when I looked at social media the day of the auditions, I saw a lot of girls, I hope y'all watching, that I know personally that went to audition. I even saw girls that used to model in my agency going down to the audition. And y'all want to know some tea? They were going to do a Baddies Ohio. I think they already did. And when it first dropped, there was a lot of girls in my modeling agency that hit me up like, y'all, we should audition for this. And I literally had to put out a press release or PSA in our group chat like, no, y'all will not be auditioning for Baddies Ohio. If you want to do Baddies Ohio, you could go ahead and try, but you won't be a part of my company. And I remember the girl that said it, she was like 18, maybe 19 at the time. I think she was 18. I think a lot of young girls who are literally under 21 can't even buy backwoods or liquor. They're looking at Baddies as like this ticket to put them on, when in reality, the auditions are not set up for y'all to get picked. You guys are going to be a part of House B or the replacements or whatever they call them. They're going to pick the girls that are known and popular, put them on the screen, give them more screen time, and then use you guys as just, oh, we are checking the box, or we do have girls that we picked from the auditions because people were calling them out, and then you're going to be sitting there looking stupid. I watched a few Baddies Midwest vlogs here on YouTube, and a lot of them were very interesting. It looked like, I can't even say organized chaos, it was just straight chaos. I think the Baddies franchise is definitely going to die down for sure, because this season in particular, I saw a lot of conversations all over social media of people just being unimpressed. Like, it was too many fights, no real storylines, everything just came off as bullying per usual. They were bringing people in, putting people out. We had injury reserve, we had celebrity guests, we had people that were only there for a few episodes. It lost the plot. It could have been a really good reality TV show, because although Bad Girls Club was like still kind of raunchy and explicit, there was still entertainment in Bad Girls Club because there were real storylines as to what was going on with the conflict. Baddies just seems like a whole bunch of girls who have made it on social media or just slipped upon the opportunity, and now they're just here like, let me get all of my aggression, all of my fights, all my violence out just because no one's going to send me to jail for it. Zeus Network, you're going to end up with a very, very, very big lawsuit very soon. And in lieu of all this like Diddy lawsuit stuff, I find it interesting that Diddy and the Zeus Network owner, which is Lamel Palmer, and there's always been these rumors of the sex trafficking or the sex workers that are a part of the Zeus Network brand and company. So that'll be interesting. But my point was, Baddies Midwest should have come before Baddies Caribbean. Baddies Caribbean was trash. I wish I could flashback to this, but y'all remember I said that why haven't they done a Midwest? There's a lot of girls in Chicago or all of Illinois, Detroit or all of Michigan, the whole Ohio, Indiana, Minnesota, all of that. There's a lot of girls that would do the show. So for them to go from like Baddies ATL, Baddies South, Baddies East, Baddies West, then go all the way to the Caribbean without tackling this region was crazy to me, because I'm not gonna lie, yes, I'm from Philly and shout out to Philly, but the girls in Ohio and the Midwest are very beautiful girls. Even with my modeling agency, with it servicing mainly Toledo, Ohio and parts of Detroit, I came across and got to work with so many pretty girls. So for the sake of the word baddie, we had a lot of baddies, but their definition of baddie is very different. I already called this out. I told y'all that they should have come to the Midwest, and it's funny that they're actually doing it now. I wonder if somebody at Zeus Network watches my channel, because as far as I'm concerned, I was probably the only one that said that there should be a Baddies Midwest, and now they're doing it. Things that make me go, So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your opinions on my opinions down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. And remember, don't get too mad at me. It's just an opinion. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Lume. Make sure you guys check the pinned comment down below, as well as the description box. You guys are awarded $5 off if you use my link. And I promise y'all, I love to promote a good product. Lume is literally the truth. I have not been sweating. I've been dry. I've been comfortable. The scents are good. The ingredients are good. It is good. Okay? Believe me. So make sure you you guys check out Lume. Also, don't forget to follow me on my vlog channel. I have another channel where I post like my vlogs and my personal life. I will be updating it a lot more frequently because I have some fun stuff coming up. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Link is down below as well. And lastly, as always, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Like maybe don't have a chance, gonna give it to him like I like a this, I like a that.